Hello, welcome you all to the series of my EMTL video lectures. So in this session, in this lecture video, I am going to give the brief or detailed explanation about vector algebra. Vector algebra, which is very important for in order to understand the concepts of electromagnetics. Actually, electromagnetics plays a vital role in our day-to-day life. So how it is important? So you can take an example of a mobile communication, TV communication, and our entire world is surrounded with electromagnetic waves. Taking from we can take from the medical side diagnosis. All the diagnoses are carried out with these electromagnetic devices only. Okay, so that is the importance of the electromagnetic waves. So in order to understand the phenomenon of this electromagnetic waves, so we need to have the strong knowledge of this vector algebra and as well as coordinate systems and vector calculus. These three topics are very, very important in order to understand the concepts of the electromagnetic waves. Okay, now in this lecture class, in the series, in the coupling, that is in couple of videos, I am going to give the detailed explanation about the three topics as well as the basics of this electromagnetic waves. Okay, now let us start our vector algebra. So in the name itself, it is we are having scalar. We will talk about a first scalar and a vector. Scalar and vectors. Vectors. So before let us discuss the basic definitions. What is actually a scalar? What is actually a vector? Okay, scalar is a quantity which has only magnitude but not direction. Okay, a scalar quantity can be that is before discussing the scalar and vector, a quantity can be, we can say that a quantity can be a scalar or vector. Okay, so a quantity can be a scalar or a vector. So in that, let us discuss about scalar. Scalar is a quantity which has only magnitude but not direction. Okay, so a scalar is a quantity. A scalar is a quantity which has only magnitude but not direction. So this is the definition or the basic definition of a scalar. Okay, so for this scalar examples, we are having time. So time is, we can say 5:30. We are not going to say in this direction. We are having the time. Okay, distance also. Okay, time, distance and temperature. Okay, examples of this one. Okay, time, comma, distance, comma, temperature, etc. Okay, etc. are the examples of these scalars. Okay, so scalar is a quantity which has only magnitude but not direction. Okay, so I will come across this, what is actually magnitude and what is actually direction. Okay, direction means suppose if you are having XYZ coordinate system. So suppose a vehicle is moving in the positive x direction, negative x direction, like that we are going to say a direction. Okay, now we can't say the time we are having particular direction, this time particular. Similarly distance also, similarly temperature also, and population also comes under this category, population also. And next we will talk about what is a vector. Vector is a quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction. So vector is a quantity which has both magnitude as well as direction. So we are having lot of examples of these vectors. Example, we can take velocity, displacement and acceleration, and also electric field intensity and so on. Okay, velocity, displacement and force. We can also have force and electric field intensity. So electric field intensity. So these are the examples of the vectors. Okay, so vector is a quantity which has both magnitude as well as direction. Okay, so now let us see the how we are going to notate this or denote this a scalar, how we are going to differentiate a scalar and a vector. Okay, so generally we use a light phase letter. Okay, so note here we are going to represent a scalar is represented by suppose light phase letter we can say, suppose example A or B or C, and a scalar is and also a vector is represented by a bold face, that is A, bold letter B or C, dark, bold letters we are going to represent. Okay, so in some textbooks you can find the notation of a vector like this. You can have a bar and A cap and so on. Okay, so generally you can find these notations in most of the textbooks you can see. Okay, now these are the two definitions and how we are going to represent a scalar and how we are going to represent a vector. So how we are going to denote is very, very important. In this whole lecture or the whole concept, I am going to use this notation, that is a light phase letter, that is italicized light phase letter is a scalar and a bold phase letter is a vector. Okay, now after having the knowledge of this scalar and a vector, so generally we are having velocity means speed, we can say. Displacement means we are having, suppose x is suppose we are having displacement in x direction, that is x plus dx we can say, or y plus dy we can say. So that is represented as displacement, and also force, applying some force in this direction and applying force some directions. Okay, so that is also a vector. And electric field intensity we are going to come across in couple of videos. Okay, that is in the electrostatics you can better understand this electric field intensity. Okay, now let me give the idea of a field. Okay, field is a function that specifies a particular quantity everywhere in the region. Okay, so this is also very, very important concept here. Field is a function. It is a function that represent a particular quantity, everywhere in the region. Suppose if I take generally what we generally talk about a field means a banana field or a mango field or whatever it may be. Okay, so in that mango trees are distributed everywhere in the region. So field is a particular quantity, it might be a scalar or a vector. Okay, so it is a particular region where a particular quantity is distributed the entire over the entire region. So that is the statement or definition of a field. So we have to understand this field definition. Why? Because we are going to talk about frequently we are going to say it is a vector field, it is a scalar field. So that's why after scalars and vector you have to know what is actually a field. Okay, now so if the quantity is a scalar, then that region or that field is called a scalar field, and if the region consists of a vector, then that region is called a vector field. Okay, so those are the definitions we can frame for, we can give for the a scalar field and a vector field. Now coming to the unit vector, probably you might be knowing this concept in advance before, even though if you are I mean, again I am going to give the brush up, you can say like revision. Okay, so all these topics you might have come across somewhere in your intermediate level or in schooling. Even though, let us have the brush up of this unit vector. Okay, so what is a unit vector? So unit vector, a vector has both magnitude. Suppose a unit vector, suppose if I take the magnitude of a vector is a scalar. Okay, so before that I will talk about, like I will give the definition here. The magnitude, suppose if I take, if A is a vector, capital A, that is bold letter A, is a vector which has both magnitude and direction. Now I am saying that the magnitude of this vector is always a scalar. The magnitude of a vector is always a scalar. So scalar. So in the mathematically I can write like this. Okay, the magnitude means I have to take the bar on side is A, light face A. Okay, so the magnitude of the scalar A vector is a scalar. Okay, which can be written like this, and a unit vector of a vector A I can write like this. A unit vector of A is written as like this, is A of A. Okay, so I am going to represent unit vector of this A vector, we are going to write like this. Okay, unit vector of A is defined as the vector whose magnitude is 1. Okay, a unit vector of A is a vector whose magnitude is unity, we can say 1, that is mod of A is 1. Okay, so we are going to write the modulus of A is 1. Okay, so and its direction is along A, its direction. So this in this representation A, so A, small a is the unit vector and A is the direction of this unit vector. Okay, and its direction is along capital A, is along A. So now let us give the mathematical mathematical formula of this unit vector A. I can write like this: A of A, that is the unit vector of A, is given as vector divided by its magnitude. Vector divided by its magnitude, and I can write like this. Okay, so like I can also write like this: vector, and the magnitude of this one is A. We have represented A, light face A, that is by A. Okay, so don't get confused, sir, we can cancel this one. So this is a vector and this is the magnitude of this one. Okay, let me take this as equation 1. Now, so we are going to say that the magnitude or the magnitude of this unit vector is 1. We have said that if I take the modulus on both sides on this equation, that is mod A, for this also A, and we can't apply this if you are having magnitude, we can't apply A, that is A. So that is A by A, so this will equal to 1. Okay, so here we can say that the magnitude of the unit vector is always 1. Okay, or unity. So we have come to the conclusion that the magnitude of the unit vector is always unity or 1. Okay, so where A is the vector, here in this A is the vector and A is the magnitude and A of A is direction. Okay, here I can write here A is a vector, is a vector, is a vector, and this one light phase A is a its magnitude and A of A is direction. So that is about the unit vector. Okay, hope you understood. Now a vector can be represented, now we are going to have very important thing here. So that is, a vector can be represented in 3 coordinate systems, either in Cartesian, either in cylindrical, either in spherical. Okay, now for the time being I am going to introduce you the Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian coordinates is also known as orthogonal system. Orthogonal means, so the 3 axes, that is x axis, y axis, x axis, y axis and z axis, all are mutually perpendicular to each other, that is orthogonal to each other, that is 90 degrees in between them. Okay, so now I am going to have a vector in Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, a vector A in Cartesian coordinates. So I can represent a vector that is A, that is bold letter A. I can represent like this, that is Ax comma Ay comma Az, or either of these definition notations we can write Ax plus Ay plus Az. Okay, so these are the two notations here. Here in one notation I am going to write only the components of x, y and z, and here small x, small ay and small az are the unit vectors along x, y and z direction. Okay, where Ax, Ay, Az are components along x, y and z direction, and here where small ax, small ay and az are the unit vectors along x, y and z directions. Now, so here after that I can represent this vector in terms of that is in the graphical manner. Let us see how these vectors, unit vectors, can be drawn here like this. Okay, let me draw the unit vectors in the Cartesian coordinate system. So all of you remember that I am going to follow this notation, that is, this is the x axis and this is the y axis and this is the z axis. Okay, and now I am going to represent unit vectors along this one. This is Ax, Ay, this is Ax, this is Ay and this is Az. Okay, so this is a unit vector representation. This figure gives you the unit vectors Ax, Ay and Az. Okay, now if I take the graphical form of vectors, that is Ax, Ay and Az along the x direction and y direction and z direction, components along x direction, y direction and z direction, it will look like this. Okay, let me draw the diagram in the graphical manner, how the vectors along x direction and y direction and its resultant will look like here. Yes, so let me draw here. So as I have told you, this is the x direction and this is the y direction and this is the z direction. Now I am going to draw a graphical vector like this along this direction. This is ax vector. So I am going to draw this one, okay? Ax, ay, and az. Let us see. From this end, I am going to draw another vector like this. This is ay. So this is parallel to this one. And next, along this direction, this is the az and az, okay? So we are having three vectors, ax, ay, and az. And if I draw from here to this one, this will be the resultant of that one, okay? That is, I can say that a is equal to ax, ay plus az, okay? So this is the graphical manner of representation of the three vectors here, okay? Now, so the magnitude of, let me write here the magnitude of this one. The magnitude of this vector a, that is a vector ax, ay plus az. So if I take the magnitude of this one, what happens? That is bar I have to take, that is square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square, okay? So this is the magnitude of the that is the vector a here, okay? Now let me write the unit vector definition here. The unit vector of a, that is, we are going to say that a of a is equal to a by its magnitude, that is vector a. So now I can write this one, that is a. So this is equivalent to a and this is also equivalent to a. So we can write either of this manner, that is, I can write the two ways of this one, ax, ay, az by square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square, or else I can write another way of writing this unit vector a of a, that is ax plus ay plus az by square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square, okay? Now if I take again the magnitude of this one, of this unit vector, it will be giving me the value as 1, okay? So if I take the magnitude of this one, that is like this, that is, if I take magnitude on both sides, that is like this, mod a, both side, mod of this one ax, ay plus az, that is ax square plus ay square plus az square. It will be giving the same value for us, 1 ax square plus ay square plus az square by root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. So it will be equivalent to 1, okay? So hope you understood how we got the unit vector as 1, that is, we have got the value as a of a, the unit vector of the vector a is 1 here. Now let us move on further. Let us do the vector addition, okay? Generally we are going to have vector addition and subtraction, after that vector multiplication also we are having, okay, simultaneously. So now after that, so first of all we will see this vector addition, okay? Addition and subtraction, vector addition and subtraction. So let us, if we are having, I will take a vector a is equal to ax, ay, az, or else we can represent with it ax plus ay plus az. Similarly, I can take another vector b vector bx, by, bz, or else I can write here as bx ax plus by ay plus bz Az. Okay. Now if I want to this, so these are the vectors given in component form. I can add just the component or I can subtract these components easily. That is like this. Let me take C is equal to another vector, C is equal to A plus B. The addition of two vectors will be the another vector here. Okay. Now C is the another vector here. I can write here like this. Just I have to add the components. That's all. Okay. Ax plus Bx into Ax plus Ay plus By into Ay plus Az plus Bz into Az. Okay. Now similarly this is the addition, and similarly I can take the subtraction also. That is, let us take let me take the subtraction here. For subtraction I will take another vector, that is C, D. Let us take D here. Ax minus Bx into Ax, that is D is equal to A minus B here into Ax plus Ay minus By into Ay plus Az minus Bz into Az. So these are the subtraction. Similarly, suppose if I are having the vectors in the form of graphical manner, so the addition and subtraction will be of some different type. Okay. Suppose the graphical manner will be the addition we are going to perform in two ways. We are having head to tail rule. Another one is the parallelogram of vector addition. Okay. We can perform these graphical vectors, I mean we can perform addition or subtraction of the vectors in two methods. Okay. Graphical manner of adding and subtracting vectors we have two methods. Okay. We have two methods. What are those? So first one is the head to tail rule. Next one is the parallelogram of law of addition. So first one is the first rule is head to tail rule. Head to tail rule. Another one is the parallelogram rule. So let us talk about the first way of addition of two vectors here. Let us take two vectors A and B, or else first I will take the parallelogram here. First one, parallelogram of adding of two vectors. If I take the two vectors along the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram like this. So this is not coming in a straight line. So let me take like this. Okay, and this is a A vector and this is a B vector. Now this will be parallel. Now this diagonal will be giving me the resultant of these two vectors, that is C. That is C is equal to A plus B. So the addition of this vector and this vector will be the resultant, that is addition of these two vectors is this one. Okay, C vector. Okay, so this is parallelogram of adding. Okay, parallelogram rule addition. Okay, so parallelogram of rule for adding two vectors. Similarly, head to tail rule, in the name itself we are having head to tail. So suppose if I draw a vector like this, this is the head and this is the tail. So now I will take two vectors here, that is head to tail means it will be following head to tail rule like this. Okay, suppose if I take a vector like this, A vector, another vector tail should be attaching to this first vector like this, and this is a A vector and this is the B vector, and the resultant will come like this. So C. So this is head to tail rule. Tail rule. Okay, hope you understood this one. C is equal to A plus B. Okay. So head to tail rule means the head of the first vector is attached to the tail of the second vector. Similarly, finally the resultant will be tail to tail and head to head. Okay, like this. Okay. Now let me take the subtraction similarly here. Subtraction by these parallel. First we will take the parallelogram here. Let me draw the diagram here. If I take the B vector like this, this is the B vector up to here, and this is the opposite direction of this one, means minus B here we are having. Sorry, if I take this is a positive direction, this is a positive direction, and from here up to here, and this will be the negative direction of the vector here. Now if I draw the side of this one, this is let us take as A. Okay, the diagonal will be giving me like this. Let us take as D. Okay, so that is D is equal to A plus of minus B, that is A minus B. So why? Because if I take a vector along this direction, so up to here this is a B vector. Now I am taking the same magnitude of this vector and I am drawing opposite to this direction. This will give me the negative vector here. Okay, now this parallelogram rule, so I will follow the same. C is equal to A plus B, but here the B vector is along the negative direction, I will get A minus B. Similarly, head to tail rule. So in this head to tail rule, suppose this vector is in positive direction, so here I will take like this, A vector like this, A vector like this. Actually B vector should come like this, head to tail rule, but it is coming like this. So in head to tail rule, it is opposing the head to tail rule, but as the B vector is opposing to this direction, so I will take it is as negative. Hope you understood this one, and the resultant will be same here like this. Okay, so now A is following the head to tail rule, first vector, and this for the second vector, as we need to get this one this way, but this is in the opposite direction, that's why I am taking this vector as minus B, and the resultant D is equal to here A minus B. Hope you understood. So here A vector is following the correct position, correct direction, head, that is, and the second vector B actually should be, the tail has to come to this head, but the head of this is coming towards the head of A. So that's why I will consider this second vector as negative here. Okay, that's why the resultant of this vector will give me the A minus B. Hope you understood this one. Okay, now there are three basic laws which these vectors are going to follow. Three laws of vectors. So we are having obeys by an AB. Suppose we are having vector ABC vectors if we are having. Now I can have the commutative law, distributive law, and associative and distributive here. So here law, addition here. First I will take commutative law. Commutative law will give me A plus B is equal to B plus A. It doesn't change here, and I can write here for the multiplication, I can write here like this, multiplication. So here in multiplication, if I take K into A vector, this is a scalar here, I can write A into K, that is product is same here. Next, associative law, that is associative law will give me A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So both are same here, and K into LA is same as K into L into A. where k and l are here scalars here. Similarly, distributive here, distributive log gives me, that is k into a plus b is equal to ak plus kb. Now, so these are the, and k here, k and l are scalars. So here these two are k and l are scalars here. Next we will go for the position vector. So very important concept here. So hope you understood what is vector addition and vector subtraction, and by using two laws here we have discussed very important laws here, that is parallelogram of adding and head to tail rule of adding here. Okay, now let me introduce the position vector and distance vector. Yes, now let me introduce the concept of position and distance vector. Position and distance vector. Okay, what is a position vector? A position vector, suppose a point in Cartesian coordinate system can be represented with a point P, can be represented in a Cartesian coordinates with x, y, z. So first of all I am writing a point. Okay, how we are going to represent a point? A point in Cartesian coordinates, point P, I will write here, point P in Cartesian coordinates is represented by x, y, z. Okay, x comma y comma z. Now I am going to define the vector here. The position vector rp, it is denoted with rp. Okay, so this position vector is denoted with small r suffix p. So this position vector is also known as the radius vector defined directed from the origin. Okay, actually it is a radius vector which is directed from the origin. Okay, the position vector rp is a radial it is also called as radius vector also. Okay, so rp of point P, the position vector rp is of point P is defined as the directed distance from origin, So what is meant by origin, you know. Okay, suppose if I write this like this. Okay, suppose if I draw like this a Cartesian coordinate system, always you know that I am going to represent here x, this is y, and this is z axis. Now I will take a point here like this. This point is P of x comma y comma z. Okay, so I am going to draw the line here from this directly. Okay, so this is known as rp, position vector, and the origin is 0 comma 0 comma 0. So now always you have to remember that we are going to point out from these to these. Okay, so always you have to subtract this minus this. Okay, that is the arrow which is heading toward that point, you have to subtract the tail point. Okay, always you have to remember that rule. Okay, that is rp is equal to, here I am going to represent this origin as O. So this is the distance between these 2 points. Okay, that is OP is equal to, so I can what is this point here, x comma y comma z minus 0 comma 0 comma 0. Okay, it will give me x minus 0 is x only, that is x ax, plus y minus 0 is y only, y ay, plus z minus 0 is z only, that is z az. Okay, this is the position vector rp, right? So position vector here rp. Now let me so this is the position vector. Suppose if I take the example for this one, let me take the point 3 comma 4 comma 5. So we have to represent this position vector. So I can write like this position vector. Find the position vector of this point P. If the point is given like this and asked you to find the position vector of this point, I can write the position vector as rp is equal to 3 minus 0 into x, that is 3ax plus 4ay plus 5az. Now I can represent this point diagrammatically also by using this like this. Okay, like this I can draw. So all of you observe here. So 1 2 3 4 5, this is, so this is y axis, this is x axis, and this is a z axis here. Now so what is 3 here along the x direction, that is here 3. Okay, so this is 3 is the point like this, and what is y direction, we are having 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, I will take like this. So this is 3 and this is 4, and z direction 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so I have to take from here to like this. So I have to draw dotted lines, sorry. Okay, so this is 5. Okay, so this point will give me 3 comma 4 comma 5, and I have to draw a radius like this. So this is the origin, and this will give me the rp, position vector rp. Hope you understood this one. Now this is the position vector represented in an example has given. Now let me take the another one definition here, distance vector. Distance vector is given by like this. Distance between 2 points. Distance vector, it is the distance between 2 points. It is the displacement from one point to another point. Okay, it is given as it is the displacement from one point to another. Suppose I will take one point here, that is like this point P, like this point P I will take, and I am going to displace from this point like this point Q. Okay, I am having 2 points here. I can draw the position vector of these two at the origin like this. If this is origin, I can draw like this from here, that is O. This is O, and from this also I can draw another position vector, and this is I am representing as rp, and this position vector I am representing as rq, and the distance vector I will take like this. So we have to draw the arrow marks here compulsory. Why? Because we need to know. So yeah, every time we should draw the arrow mark. Okay, now so these are the 2 points here. Actually we are going to find the distance between these two, that is this. Let me take xp, yp and zp here, and another point here is xq, yq and zq here. So I need to calculate the distance between these two. So I am going to represent the distance between these two vectors as rpq. Okay, so I am going to represent like this. Okay, now what is actually the basic rule here? So we need to so the arrow is heading towards like this. I have to take this minus this. Okay, so I have to subtract the component of this minus this. Okay, what will be the distance vector here? xq minus xp into ax plus yq minus yp into ay plus zq minus zp into az. So this is the distance vector of the 2 points P and Q. Hope you understood this one. Now let me take 2 problems here, 2 basic problems what the the concept till now what we have discussed. Let us do some numerical problems here. Okay, right? Let me erase all this one. We'll start with the problem here. So I have to take one first basic question, which is very simple. By seeing the problem only you can say the values directly. Some people can do, most of the students can do the numerical problems directly by seeing the question itself. Let me write the question here, enter question. Yeah, so if A vector is given like this, if A is equal to 10ax minus 4ay plus 6az is the vector, and B vector he has given, B vector 2ax plus 6ay. Okay, find, he is asking to find the component of A along ay. So first one in that A question, find the component of A along ay. Okay, next he is asking to find the magnitude of 3a minus b, and next C vector, a unit vector, C question, a unit vector along a plus 2b. Okay, now this is the question has been given. Now we have to find these three. Okay, let me write here. So here he has given, let me write the given data here. All of you please write the given data every time, so it will be helpful for us. A given 10ax plus minus 4ay plus 6az, and B here he has given us 2ax plus 6ay. Okay, the first question he is asking to find is find the component of A along y direction, that is ay. So now we know that a vector can be represented like this, that is A is equal to ax ay plus ax plus ay plus az. So capital Ax, capital Y and capital Az are the components along x and y and z direction. So now he has given the vector as 10ax minus 4ay plus 6az. So by directly seeing ay, that is he has given us minus 4. So the component of ay is minus 4. Okay, this is the answer for this small question. Now we have to find the magnitude of 3a minus b. Okay, so the magnitude of 3a minus b. Okay, 3a minus b. Okay, now A has given like this 3. Let us multiply this 3 into A has given us 10 comma minus 4 comma 6 minus B vector he has given us, what is the B vector, 2 6 comma 0. So it will be coming around 30, 4 3 is minus 12, 6 3 is 18 minus 2 comma 6 comma 0. So it will giving me to 30 minus 2 minus 12 minus 2 18 minus 0. So it will be giving me 28 minus 14 and 18. Okay, so now I had to take the magnitude of this one. B vector is actually it is B vector has been given as not 6ay, it is only ay, sorry for that, it is ay only. So I will get here as 1 here. The question I have written somewhere wrong here. Okay, So it will be giving me 13. Now the magnitude we have to take means 3a minus b modulus I have to take. So the magnitude of this one will be giving as 28 square plus minus 13 square plus 18 square. So this will around give you some value as root 1277. So which will give you the value as 35.74 is the answer for this one. Next C question, what he is asking, a unit vector along to a plus 2b, okay. C question, a unit vector along a plus 2b. Now let us take C as the vector for this one, a plus 2b, addition of this one. A means what here, how much we has given, 10 comma minus 4 comma 6 and plus 2 into b. B he has given as 2 comma 1 comma 0. So it will give the value as 10 minus 4 comma 6 plus 4 and 2 comma 0. So 10 plus 4 is 14, minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2, 6 plus 0 is 6 only, okay. So now I have to find the unit vector of this one, that is 14 minus 2 and 6. So the unit vector will be AC, that is C by magnitude of C, that is vector C. What is vector C here? 14 comma minus 2 comma 6 by modulus of this one is 14 square plus minus 2 square plus 6 square. So which will be giving me the value. So let me check the value here. So the value will be somewhere, okay. So you will get some value here. Now if I divide these all values with this 14 minus 2 and 6, it will be giving me AC is equal to 0.9113 AX minus 0.1302 AY plus 0.3906 AZ. So if you take the magnitude of this one, it will be approaching to unity. So you can check that with your calculators and on your own, okay. So here I have got the value of a unit vector along this a plus 2b, okay. This is the small problem here. Now let us do another problem here, another problem, second problem. Let me do here. The second problem is quite simple. It is also very quite simple. Let me write the questions first. Question first here. Second question. Given vectors A is equal to AX plus 3AZ and B is equal to 5AX plus 2AY minus 6AZ. Determine in that A question he has given mod of A plus B. Next to B question, 5A minus B. C question, the component of A along AY, the component of A along AY. Next, unit vector parallel to 3A plus B. Now let me write the given data. After that we will do the problem here. First problem, A he has given. Let me write the given the vectors here. A is equal to AX plus 3AZ, and now I can write like this here, 1 comma 0 comma 3. Next B vector, 5AX plus 2ay minus 6az. I can also write this like this, 5 comma 2 comma minus 6. Now he is asking to find the magnitude here first, a plus b bar. So first of all let us add these two here, a plus b. What is a here? 1 comma 0 comma 3 plus what is b here? 5 comma 2 comma minus 6. And what is the addition of 1 plus 5 here? It is 6 here, 0 plus it is 2 here, 3 minus 3 here. Okay, this is a plus b. The magnitude of this one will give you a plus b magnitude, that is 6 square plus 2 square plus minus 3 whole square. So it will give you 36 plus 4 plus 9, it will be giving around you 49 I think. Okay, right. So a plus b mod, it will give you 7. Okay, now say question b here, b question, it's very simple, 5a minus b, 5a minus b, 5 I have to multiply each element with 5 here, 1 comma 0 comma 3 minus b, 5 comma 2 comma minus 6. Okay, this is 5a minus b, that is 5 comma 0 comma 15 minus 5 comma 2 comma minus 6. 5 minus 5 is 0, 0 minus of minus 2 is minus 2, 5, 15 minus 6 is minus of minus, that is 21. Okay, minus of minus is, it is 21. Okay, so this is the b question, b answer here. Next I have to find component of a along, component of a along ay. So what is a he has given? A is ax plus 3az. Okay, so as we say that, as we know that a vector is ax plus ay plus az. So here the component of ay is along this one is 0, that is ay is 0, directly we can write. And the d question he has given, he is asking to find unit vector parallel to a plus b. Okay, now similarly we have to do the same, we have to take c as another vector here, a c is equal to 3a plus b, 3 into a, what is a here? A is 1 comma 0 comma 3 plus 3a plus b. Let me write c is equal to 3a plus b, that is 3 into 1 comma 0 comma 3 plus b vector 5 comma 2 comma minus 6. Okay, it will give me 3 comma 0 comma 9 plus 5 comma 2 comma minus 6. Okay, 5 plus 3 is 8 here, 8, 0 plus 5, 2 is 2 here, 9 minus 6 is 3 here. Okay, so this is the c vector and we have to find the unit vector to this one. Okay, unit vector is the definition you know, that is unit vector AC is equal to, of this c vector is equal to vector by its magnitude. So it will give you 8, 2, 3 divided by 8 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. So it will be giving you some value. Let me write the direct answer from this. It will give you, that is AC is equal to, you can check with your calculator, plus or minus 0.9117 AX plus 0.2279 AY plus and 0.349 AZ. So this is the answer for this question which has been given. So this is the second question. Let me do the third question here. So this is the last problem. Let us complete this video with this small problem, another problem. Hope you understood this one. Right? Let me write the question here of the third question. Third question, point P and Q are located, point P and Q are located at 0, 2, 4 and -3, 1, 5. Calculate, he is asking to calculate A, the position vector of P, the position vector P. B question, the distance vector P to Q, the distance vector P to Q. C question, the distance between P and Q, the distance between P and Q. And next one, a vector parallel to PQ with magnitude of 10. Yes, so this is the question has been given. Now let us solve this problem. So first of all, I will write the given points here. Point P is located at given. Point P is given at 0, 2, 4 and Q here is given as -3, 1, 5. So it is Q. Okay. Now he is asking the position vector. So the position vector. So you know what is position vector? Position vector is given as RP. So position vector is given as RP. It is given as RP is equal to the point P minus the origin. Okay, that is 0, 2, 4 minus 0, 0, 0. That is 0 minus 0 is 0 only. That is plus 2 minus 0 into AY plus 4 minus 0 into AZ. Okay. So the position vector of RP will be giving like this. Okay, RP is equal to 2AY plus 4AZ is the position vector RP. Now next one, B question here. He is asking to find the distance between the distance vector here. The distance vector P to Q. So now we have to take RPQ. I have to calculate RPQ here. RPQ will be giving me RQ minus RP. What is RQ here? -3, 1, 5 minus RP 0, 2, 4. So this will give me -3 minus 0 is -3 only. -3AX plus 1 minus of -2, that is -1 minus of AY, 5 minus 4 plus this AZ. Okay, 1 AZ. Okay, so this is the RPQ vector. Okay, that is -3AX plus minus AY plus AZ. Okay, now in order to calculate me the distance, okay, since the distance vector is, so third question is the distance vector. Distance means we have to take the magnitude. The distance vector will be the magnitude of the distance vector here, that is RPQ, mod of RPQ. So if I take that is d, small d is equal to mod of RPQ. So what is the distance vector here? -3 square plus -1 square plus 1 square, that will be giving me, it will be giving me 9 plus 1 plus 1, that will be root 11. Okay. Now last question, that is last part D. So he is calculating, he is asking to find a vector parallel to PQ of magnitude 10. Okay, so he is asking to find a vector he is asking to calculate a vector whose magnitude, that is, suppose if I take the vector as a, the component will be a here and unit vector is a. So already he has given this, magnitude is 10 he has given. Okay, in the question itself he has given the magnitude here. Now the distance vector I have to calculate magnitude parallel to PQ. So that is, he is asking to find like this. Okay, a vector plus or minus RPQ by into that is a, sorry, like this, a into this unit vector is, he is asking, that is RPQ by mod of RPQ. So this is the component here, and component RPQ by mod of RPQ. RPQ he has given, it is given as plus or minus, what is a here, he has given 10 into RPQ is minus 3ax minus ay plus az by mod RPQ, that is root 11. So multiply each element this with what I get here, minus 30ax, that is plus or minus 30 minus 10ay plus az, okay, by root 11. So it will be giving me the value as plus or minus 30 by root means this is minus 9.045 ax, next minus 3.015 ay. So these are the numerical values you have to check with your calculator. (3.015 az). So these are the simple problems which we have solved. Okay, in this video lecture we have seen the detailed concept of what is a unit vector and what is a scale unit. We have seen a scalar vector and position vector and unit vector and a distance vector and relating some problems. Okay, in the next further upcoming lecture videos we will try to see some more concepts of this vector algebra. Okay, till then take care, bye.